Hey everyone, my name is Bigedude, and welcome to the WhateverCast number 3. And today we're going to try to get 33 minutes and 33 seconds just because that's cool. And you know what? That's the plan. But sometimes plans don't go the way that you plan them to, pretty much most of the time, if you think about it. For example, in this little sunlight thing, in the middle of the dot, way up there, is what I like to call our hopes and dreams. I usually call attention to that when we're recording it for the live stream. Remember, if the data is over here, that means there was nobody here. And this is for the pure YouTube or whatever podcast, whatever we call this. That's why it's called the WhateverCast. And this is the third one. And I think that I had a plan of what I wanted to talk to everybody about today. And then I just said, but I don't really feel like talking about that today. So sometimes one of the best parts of a plan is if you know that you have the power to alter it, or have lots of, contingency plans. And I think it's important to, if you know who you are enough, you don't even need to really think about those plans because you just are those things. You'd be like, oh, well, why don't we try this? It's just something else that you thought about that was pretty cool. So, like, I know that soon I'm going to talk about my experiences when I left teaching. That'll probably be in like 2 weeks because that's about the halfway point of this whole 7.5 year early retirement thing. For those of you that have known me for a long time but didn't know, I left teaching in 2021. 7.5 years early from when early retirement or regular retirement would be. I was 47 then. I'm 51 now, and it's pretty cool. I gotta admit, like, it's not anything that it's been so much more amazing than I thought it would be. But that's not for now, and that I don't want to talk about that today. And also, I just had a really good day. I've had a lot of really good days recently, and I'm just wondering what's in my heart that I need to get out today as far as my mind and what this vibe is. Like, I had a few ideas of what I wanted to talk about, but like I'm looking at the quote unquote overall lesson plan, and it just says for today, it just says topic, and it's bold. So I think what I want to talk about is just when you're trying to make a plan for yourself or for whatever, like a goal, or and even right now I'm thinking about just like how to make room for your plans. But I don't think I want to talk about that either. So I'm going to just figure it out. Because sometimes in our life, everything is just planned. You know? Like your schedule for the school year. Once you graduate high school, there's what are you going to do after? Some people have a 4 year plan for college, maybe the military, maybe don't really have a plan except to get a job. Sometimes people may not realize how to really get what they want long term because they're too busy worrying about today and maybe tomorrow. Then some people that make long-term plans can have their world changed instantly, like in a negative fashion. Or I remember, like, just back in college a long time ago, a friend failed one class and was stuck in college for another year. But I don't think that's what I want to talk about today. I don't know what I want to talk about today. It's like there's so many ideas. Like, just look up there. There's all these shapes. There's all these colors. There's so many things to talk about. And today I don't know what I want to talk about. Sometimes maybe there's just too many choices. And sometimes when there's no instant feedback, like a stream, if you don't know what you're going is, it makes it a little bit more challenging. But another thing that these are designed for is to help people fall asleep. Combining the streams and these, we've helped over 50 people fall asleep to this stuff. So maybe just like some nonsense and drivel or whatever will help you fall asleep some more. Because I'm not sure, like, what the point of this video is today. But I did that on purpose. I think I wanted to try to figure out what I had to say today. We talked a little bit about goals last time, actionable goals. We talked about how everything is going to be okay. And today feels like, do you know how to succeed? We all know how to succeed to a point. Do we know how to fail and learn? I tend to learn a lot from things that are that some people would perceive as failures. But for me, it's always a learning experience. That's just who I am, though. But for other people, I know that that might be a lot more challenging. But I don't know if that's what I really want to talk about. I think I want to talk about how happy I am with life. Like, I was visiting my mom today, and we were just thinking about stuff, and I just randomly, I was wondering, like, if she had any real regrets, because I know that even in my mistakes, and the things that I could have done, or maybe the things I should have done, blah 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 blah, I've always been one of the type of people where I don't think I would change anything if I could go back in time to do stuff, simply because all those things that had caused me happiness would be changed, and all the things that caused me sadness wouldn't have forged me into the man that I am, the man that I've been, and the man that I hope to be. Because I've said this many, many times, that I think that the best people that I've ever met or known have been forged by pain, and that they've grown from it. There's a lot of people that never fully get past their pains, from what I've witnessed in my years and stuff. But like those that acknowledged what was going on, and I'm also including myself in this because there's two really big things in my world, that really forged me. And that was when my marriage ended. Basically I had to start all over. And at one point, nobody ever wants to fail a marriage unless you're weird and or a gold digger type person. I don't know. And when it happened, it was like the worst thing that ever happened. But now, it's like the best thing that ever happened. And I like to tell this story. And I'm just very thankful for the friendship with my former wife, and I wish her all the best, with all her family the best. They're all really cool, and sometimes things just don't work out, and that's pretty much the easiest way to say that, And but when my dad passed away in 2015, she was the third person that I texted, and she was the first person that called me. And that was, about 10 years after, we weren't together anymore ish. And, that meant so much to me then that, cause like there's some people are real jerks to each other after it doesn't work out, not even just, marriage, but like just, exes and stuff. That's why I love saying former wife, cause it always shows respect. I think if I had, and I say former girlfriend to a couple of people, but I show respect to women because I love women, whatever. But anyways, here we go into the beautiful backdrop that sometimes I get lost in. And remember, I may start talking about tons of things, and the reason I created this WhateverCast was just because it was an offshoot of doing the live streams that we do a lot late at night in the Eastern Coast, and it's to help people fall asleep and just to help people relax, and myself included. And basically, it's like a symbiotic relationship where I am not just the person talking. I feel like I'm in the zone of the pictures that you see, and this one is like kind of like a quantum realm / sunflower of infinite fireworks and petals and flowers, and it's just an amazing visual background, whatever. And there will be times where I just get lost, and I don't care. There's a bunch of rambling here and stuff, but I talked about how I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about today, just to touch base. Then I talked a little bit about some of the things that have forged me. The first one was the ending of that relationship. See, I can tangent back, I do know what I'm doing. And the second one was the pandemic, and then just that last year of teaching. And that's why those two things have really forged me into a much different person. And I'm always evolving and stuff. And I think there's some people that I know in my life, and not just in the real world, the physical world, but like also even people in this thing, because most of you, most of the people that found out about my channel or whatever were WWE Supercard people, and as that has changed, I still stream it a lot and stuff, but like I just don't. There's some people that then they come to these late live streams, or when I'm talking about when we're playing the word games and stuff. There's some people that only want to talk about wrestling, and that's fine. I'm just more than that. And sometimes if I don't really feel like talking about it, I'll be like, hey, that's cool. I'm not really talking about wrestling today, but you're wonderful. So if that ever happens, just realize that I still love you. I still care. But there's something else. I'm not sure what I really want to talk about today. I'm so happy because I'm living the life that I chose. I'm so happy when I see other people also living the life that they are choosing for themselves, you know? And the more I'm encountering cool people in the digital space, the more types of people that I see that are doing those sorts of things. And it just brings me even more joy, you know? I have so much joy and wonder and hope and love in my heart every day. And so getting back to like another tangent, I asked my mom what was one of her, does she have any regrets? You know, like I don't really have regrets. Because I needed the pain to get to where I am right now. I've never been happier in my world on my own. And that's been in the same state for a while now, and I feel so many wonderful energies that are on their way, and I don't know when, and I don't know what. I just don't know. And the amount of joy that I feel every day, it's like it's hard to put into words. And then I discovered the word ineffable, INEFFABLE. I don't know if I talked about it in the last episode or if it was just in the stream, but I love the word so much, so you might hear it a few times. And I think that I think it's so cool that there's a word that can help you explain something bigger than beyond words, you know? And that just makes me so happy, you know, because it's like, you know, too great or extreme to be expressed in words, you know? There's a word for that. I love that, you know? And remember, a lot of the stuff that I do is because I view myself as a philanthropist, and I love to read this one definition in almost every stream because it's something that matters to me, you know? A philanthropist is a person who donates time, money, experience, skills, or talent to help create a better world. Anyone can be a philanthropist regardless of status or net worth. I just love that. And that's from fidelitycharitable.org, not sponsored or anything. It's a great definition as we go into the sunflower stairs of wherever in the digital void. The little firework flowers or dandelions or colorful things. It's all wonderful. I love this little stuff. I totally relax my mind in this. And I think it's more challenging for me right now to do this one without that interaction that I have during the live stream, you know? Even when there's a little bit of a lull, I get lost in the thing, but you know, the chat will bring me back because I'll see the chat move and be like, oh, somebody's talking, you know? Sometimes it's popping, you know, sometimes not so much because it's, you know, it's a late night thing. And there's just so much cool stuff going on, and there's so much not so cool stuff going on. And I'm aware of that. But the thing is, I can control my good stuff. And I can turn off the bad stuff. And that's hard sometimes to compartmentalize and to focus on your own energies from all the things bombarding it, whether it's television, media, expectations, other friends. Sometimes you just have to choose your own peace and your own boundaries and your own stuff. And sometimes people are going to get mad at you. But in the long run, it's what protects you. And it's important because you're the only person that you'll ever truly have. But it's hard also when somebody that you've known for a while, like 10 years or so or longer, just an example. It's hard when you feel that you need to set boundaries for your own energy, because some people aren't going to accept it, some people don't understand it, and some people drive themselves away from you, and vice versa. You'd be like, well, I don't want to really talk to them anymore as much, but that's not what I want to talk about today. I know that I don't want to talk about the good stuff, but I also have to acknowledge that maybe there's not all good stuff. Maybe some of the people in our worlds that we've always dealt with or kind of been around or whatever, maybe they're not as good for us as we think they are. Or just maybe we're just afraid to say, hey man, this isn't cool, because that's who they are and stuff. And we're all going to lose friends sometimes because we realize maybe they shouldn't be our friend as much. And in case anybody is watching this, there's nobody I'm talking about in my real world here. This is me just thinking about whatever. I am just talking about this freely. Sometimes, and the reason I'm saying that right now is because there's times where I see people write something on Twitter and then, and or Facebook, and I've seen this for years, where somebody thinks, oh, I'll write this, and then it's kind of vague, and then like 30 people's like, oh, we're not talking about me, like all those types of things. So that's why, like, so many times, like, if I say something, I'll like put like, this is a joke, or this is not about anybody, this is not a subject. I don't subtweet people or whatever, not that it matters, nobody cares. But that's not what I want to talk about today. I think I want to talk about the good stuff. And then sometimes you end up thinking about the not as good stuff. And you feel like you got to explain stuff. Then you realize, wait, that's not what I want to talk about. I guess it's so easy to get distracted. Maybe that'll be the title. So if you lasted 25 minutes or so almost, you kind of got to the title. It's so easy to get distracted, And the whole thing is that today is weird. I normally am looking at the art the whole time, but today I've got it set in a different thing. So all I see, and I'm fixated on, is really the microphone aux thing showing that my voice is going. So I'm going to move it just a little bit, and I want to see if people feel. Now I can't see it. Wait, I want to do it so I could really see it. Well, I'm not going to be loud. Who am I kidding? And now all I see is the cookies that are ahead of us. But I do need to see the time. So that didn't work out as long as I wanted to. But I've got it in my peripheral vision sides. So now it shouldn't be a thing. Because we got about 8 minutes left or whatever. And today we talked about what we didn't want to talk about. And sometimes there's things that we want to listen to. Sometimes there's things we don't want to listen to. And sometimes you fall asleep when you're just trying to listen to whatever I'm trying to say. So that's good. GG's, you won. And for those of you that don't know what GG means, it means good game. Remember, I taught for 24 years. And I'm going to talk about why I left teaching in less than 2 weeks. It's a beautiful Facebook post. And well, I always wanted to. It's been my pinned Facebook message for like 4 years, almost, and I'm kind of tired of it. So I want to just do a thing like this, and then unpin that message so I can like do it. So I haven't been using Facebook hardly at all. You know, it's kind of like feels like I've checked out of like society for a little bit and just existed mostly online or globally online but not locally. You know, it's kind of crazy. Anyways, the whole purpose of today was not just because I want to do one of these a week. It was that I had ideas that I could have made into a show today, and I just didn't feel like that was what I needed to do. And you know, I've been talking a lot about like feeling what I need to do and feeling what I want to do. And I listen to myself. It's like I don't want to talk about the teaching stuff until it's halfway. Like that makes sense to me. That's great programming for my brain, and I'll be like fresh in that moment because I'll record it like the day after or the day of, probably. And that'll be cool. And then there was other ideas that people have put in the comments, and Lisa Ray has a couple of ideas that we might get to. I will say this: Lisa Ray is one of the awesome BB Squad people, and she asked, one of the questions was, "What is your skincare routine?" We've already talked about it on a stream, so I'm just putting it in this video because like I don't have one. I got Arm & Hammer 3-in-1 stuff. I just have a boyish, youngish face. Whatever, dude. I'm just one guy that's kind of got to figure it out for himself. But I'm happy, and I surround myself with the things that bring me higher vibrational happiness and stuff, and I tend to tune out the things that bring me negative vibrational stuff. Like, I don't really watch the news. I can read it and not be bombarded by all the and then just negative sounds. It's pretty much what I do. I read instead of listen to the news, because I hear emotion in speech, and I see facial expressions, and I can read a lot of things. It was good for being a teacher, But I feel really good today. I feel Like, I wasn't sure what I wanted today's episode to be about, but I found it just by living. And I think that's going to be a metaphor for my life the next, for this entire 2025. And I'm really excited about it. And now, when we started this, I said each one's about 10 minutes or so. Well, we're almost coming full circle to where that little sun in the cosmos was. And we talked about some things that we wanted to talk about today, and then we got distracted. It's easy to get distracted. That's why that's the name of this episode, so that I don't forget that I want it to be the name of this episode. But it took us 24 minutes to get there. And that's also a metaphor for our life. Sometimes it takes us a while just bumping around things to figure out what would make us the happiest. And for some people, it's doing stuff like this. And for others, it's creating. Some people love being in retail because they get to talk to people. And some people are always frustrated because people just don't listen. And some people, well, you know what? All people. We're just trying to be the best versions of ourselves every day, even if we don't know how. Because we always want better. We always want to improve. That's the cool thing about being human. Sometimes we feel like, hurting other people is a way to improve, and that's not good. That's not healthy for you. And sometimes there's people that will get you to do something, like for a job or something, and then not give you what you're owed and stuff, and it's not fair. Life is kind of weird, but there's so much more good stuff, I think, than there is bad stuff. But the bad stuff is just so much more amplified. But just like that little Monsters Inc. thing, maybe a little bit of the good stuff can outweigh a whole lot of the bad stuff, We're all gonna die. We're all gonna live. And none of this is gonna matter in 10,000 years. But then, I don't know. We're almost done, and I want to tell you that I love you. I'm gonna try to get it right at 33333 today. We'll see you next week. But that's not what I want to talk about today. It's easy to get distracted.